Greetings, members one and all of the Salivation Nation. It is Tuesday night, 1 week away from the election for President of the United States, as well as senators, congresspeople, and other offices. So make sure to vote. Very, and did I mention very important? Yes, indeed. If I didn't, well, I'm going to say it one more time. It's very important. Good to see you guys. Welcome here. And I think we may have triggered somebody, I'm not sure, on this comment about Democrats for gold and silver. Oh my, not anymore. See you all. Let's see what else he's got to say here. He says, how you vote is your business. I dislike these channels that get political. There is so much of it out there, and it wears people down, makes them disconnect. Vote for Trump. SW, vote for Trump. Come back and listen to this message. Vote for Trump, Trump 24 and 24. You do not want Kamala Harris in there. Yes, I'm getting political. I don't usually do it, but this close to the election, it is so important. And as I said, as I mentioned in this video, I appreciate all points of view, but my guess is probably you're voting Democrat. So this is why you don't like it to get political, but that's all right. I'm going to use this platform until election day to help get the vote out. And you know, the thing is, maybe I'll convince a person or two. Because I like to think that I'm reasonable, and I like to think that I respect other people's points of views and opinions. But the thing is, you don't have to like this channel, and you don't have to watch. How's that? All right, let's see here. And he says, wait, freedom for those Republicans. There we go, here we go. And then he says, who are going to trash the Constitution of America. Well, if the Republicans are trashing the Constitution of America, wait till you look at what your fellow Democrats are doing. Down the rabbit hole y'all go. Your comments are not justified for your channel. You just want to show that coin off, so you had to make a poll about it. I do. I like the coin. It's not a coin. It was a medal, the Trump medal. But yes, indeed, this guy is triggered. That's all right. And some people are lost causes, but that's all right. And like I said, I appreciate those of you who are not triggered, who are Democrats, who still come to the channel because you understand the nuance of it. You understand this election is important too. Maybe for different reasons. I'd like to convince you to vote the other way. But anyways. All right. Chester Stock says, Sal, missed your live stream, but here and now, still long. She'll be up by morning. There you go, Chester Stock. And silver is up, by the way. Good to see you guys. Welcome. Got a lot of good folks here. Tom Bell is here. Dean R is with us. The Cat and Robert Kemp from the United Kingdom. Good to see you. Welcome. And Liquid Electrum is here. And good to see MM126. We got the great Tony Erickson is with us as well. And let's see here. And we've got F37 Metal. Says this, great video and cool info. He says, I don't think that it matters whether you're a Democrat or Republican. Putting your hard-earned wealth into precious metals is a very smart thing to do. And that's coming from an independent. There you go. Nice, F37 Metal. True. Yep, exactly. That's very well said. And in the end, even if this other guy who doesn't like when I mention a little thing about politics, and by the way, that video is not meant to be divisive, but he got triggered by it anyway. It's essentially about stacking silver. We can celebrate that. It's good for everybody to stack silver and gold. Yes, indeed. Very good. Thank you, Liquid Electrum. Good to see you. Appreciate that, my friend. And good to see Bellows Forge and Bill Arrington is with us. Welcome to Mark Lester. We've got HVAC Residential Basics. And let's see here. Very good. And let's see here. And we've got Elizabeth Kahn. We've not seen Elizabeth Kahn in quite a while. That's cool that she's commented. She says this. If I ever got that high, you can imagine how much personal debt people could pay off on their own. That's true. If the price ever got that high, you're right, Elizabeth Kahn. It'd be insane. All right, got William Rome here, says on this video about the video I did about Democrats for gold and silver. Oh my. I thank God I'm not a podcaster because my tolerance for lack of thought and observation peaks every 4 years as the nauseam of political and cultural oversight continues down the swamp-filled supply chain, requiring $1 trillion every 80 days to war over less civilized economic pathways appear in a dying system based on lies, malfeasance, and destruction, while the current emperor wears a diaper. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. True that. Very good. Good to see you guys. All right, welcome one and all. Michael K. is with us tonight as well. And Michael Guadagno is here. Silver Surfer Chick with us tonight too. Good to see you guys as we press on here. We have got this from A. Dinger says, thanks, Sal. You're a very wise man. Well, I don't know about that. I like to think that it's more common sense than wisdom, but thank you so much. Appreciate it. And the asset stacker is here too. Welcome, Sarah. Good to see you. And Luis Garcia, Rick Kurutz is here. Welcome. So anyways, I'm one of those Democrats who is a fan as well. Well, thank you, sir. I appreciate that, my friend. I just don't get how you can't see how much of a scoundrel Donald Trump is, but I decided I'm not going to end friendships or stop following people I like just because you're voting for Trump. Well, and this is the kind of comment I appreciate and I can sympathize with too, because I can understand why you might think that Trump is a scoundrel. I don't. However, there are some qualities about Trump that I don't like either, and he's definitely not your typical presidential candidate or president. And a lot of his behaviors or the way he speaks really rubs people the wrong way. However, he's not a perfect man by any means, and he has thin skin. So there's a lot to say, and I do agree with you about some of that. But I really, Ed Dinger, I hope I'm pronouncing that right. A.E. Ed Dinger, I really appreciate you making your voice heard. And see, this is it. I think this is the kind of way that you can have a conversation and have disagreements and not let friendships get broken up over it. So thank you. That is very kind of you indeed. And I can pin it. Okay, very good. I used to not be able to pin comments from here. This is where I do most of the stuff, but I really appreciate it. That's great. Thank you so much. And I do disagree with you about me being wise too, by the way. I'm far from it, but thank you again. Let's see here. I think that's the kind of thing. And there's a couple of folks here that do put up with me and will engage, and I appreciate that. That's what this country is about. When you can have civil disagreements and be able to respect each other, I think that's really what it boils down to. MV says, God doesn't care about your political opinions. What a dense mother stacker. All right. Well, I like to think that I'm a pretty good stacker, but no, God doesn't care about your political opinions. That's right. Never said he did, by the way. Daniel 51404 says, you mean the crazy capital gains tax that you will still have to pay if Kamala is president on your PM? You might even get taxed when buying it and just holding an unrealized capital gains tax. Yes, I wouldn't doubt that Kamala would force bullion dealers to rat on their customers with the IRS like they did with Coinbase and crypto exchanges. Yeah. It would not be good. That's for sure. Yep. Crazy. Oh, man. And by the way, I got let's see. Now I got something about I think it was a spam email. Well, I'm pretty sure it was, as it was sent to some strange name, but it was from PayPal, from the PayPal actual address. Be careful out there about Coinbase. I don't know if any of you have ever gotten this email saying they owe $13.99 or something like that. It was a crazy thing. I got that today. I almost clicked on it. I was like, nope, I got to be careful with that. I logged into that PayPal account and didn't see anything. So watch out. They're getting clever and more clever. Money Saver Silver. Let's see. You showed a Donald Trump coin. In-laws, 15 subscribers. That just goes to show how weak-minded those people really are. They have the feelings of a little boy. Yep, exactly. Yep. And I even tried my best to explain the reason why I got it. And I also said in that video I would have bought a Kamala coin or round if she had done the same thing. Very good. Good to see you guys. Welcome. Glad you guys are here tonight. We got Silver Bar 14U. Paul Sargent is here. Tony Erickson's still with us. He's still putting up with me. It's crazy. How Away says communist stacker. And that's just it. You can have different viewpoints even if you self-identify as a communist or what have you. There's a lot of different people that do stack precious metals. All right, let's see here. Silver Awesome 13 says, it truly doesn't matter anymore. Trump, Harris, they're all the same club and we ain't members. Well, I do disagree with that. Trump is very different than Harris. In fact, I think there's even a wider gap between Trump and Harris than there was Trump and Biden. It's like night and day, no question about it. Let's see here. And Paul Tissue, I would not rely on the betting markets. I would not rely on the betting markets. Do not use that as a gauge as to where the country is going. In fact, part of that, I think, could be psyops, essentially, to make you feel comfortable. Well, I don't need to vote because Trump is so far ahead in the betting markets. Every single vote matters. We've got to vote. It's extremely important. And I'll even go as far as to say that no matter what your point of view is, no matter what your political persuasion is, it is a right for all Americans, and we should all vote for the candidate of our choice. I would rather you vote for Trump, obviously. I'm not going to be shy about it, but exercise your right to vote. If you don't exercise your right to vote, then whatever happens is, it's going to happen, and there's nothing you can do about it, or nothing that, I don't know. But anyways, let's see here. Yes, he spent $8 trillion we didn't have while he was in there. What about that? Yep, liquid electrum. Yep, that happened under the pandemic, and I didn't like it either, but it was kind of left with no choice because all of these states were shutting down, and they were shutting down for an extended period of time. So the economy would have absolutely collapsed had he not done that, because there were forced state government shutdowns, and a lot of the federal government too, agencies kind of shut down. And so therefore, in order to keep the economy going, he had to do that. They had to do that, or else we all really. I mean, it would have been a massive depression had we not done that, because of that. And that's the only thing. I mean, I hated it, and we're paying for it now. We're paying for it now. Had there not been forced shutdowns, which in reality we probably should not have shut down. We should have just let people look at the circumstances, be as safe and careful as possible. But in reality, we should not have done that. But hindsight's 2020. We really didn't know a lot about it back then, so I really don't fault Trump for that. And honestly, I think that even if Rand Paul was president, he probably would have done the same thing. But anyways, yes. But we've learned our lesson, and certainly I think that's kind of what we're at. And I don't know that it was 8 trillion. I don't know. I thought it was more like a couple of trillion, 3 or 4 trillion, but I don't know. Maybe in total during Trump's presidency it was that, but I don't know. Yeah. All right, Liquid Electrum also says Democrats have paper-thin skin. The 15 that unsubscribed are fools. The hate for Trump is a mental disorder. What happened to tolerance? My patience is wearing thin for these closed-minded fools. Exactly right. And I will say this too, Liquid Electrum, that and you're right, we must turn the debt around. Trump was not known for being he did cut regulations, but he really didn't cut spending, even before the pandemic. And he was not known for that. I think this time may be different. We don't know, but yeah, it's bad news. The spending is bad news, no matter who does it. For sure, we really can't afford it. So you're right. All right. Okay, let's see here. Very good. And we've got this from R3LI2U. And by the way, if Trump gets in there, he very well may employ Elon Musk as the Doge, the head of Doge, the Department of Government Efficiency. And that will be a big deal if that happens. All right, R3 says, I'm actually a registered independent, conservative in some points, less so in others. Plus, I don't like the idea of voting for specific people just because my party says so. That being said, you've done really well on this post, Sal, considering your leanings. Very impressed. Well, thank you. I appreciate. I'm trying to be, and some people were still triggered by it, but I thank you for recognizing that. I will say, as far as politics go, I don't like bullies. What I do love is silver and gold coins, bullion. Keep up the great work, sir. Wish you and our country well. I would say you're right on with your thinking regarding your poll. It says more about who your viewership is. As to the DT metal, personally more interested in coins and high relief rounds. I kind of feel like the term metal should be reserved for military folks. Yeah, you would that does seem like it should be the case, but I think a metal, between a round and a metal, A medal is something that is issued by a medal is something that is issued by a government institution, and it can be awarded, but it can also be bought and sold. I think that's the difference between a medal and a round. A round implies a privately issued piece, although there can be privately issued medals as well too for achievements. But usually that term is implied for both awarded round discs or some shaped object. I guess it really doesn't even have to be metal, technically. Issued by a government authority. Bev's man says, I find the Democrats are for anything that weakens America. And they seem to believe the U.S. dollar is an endless supply, and if they need more, simply print more. The Democrats have put America in the crisis we are currently experiencing. Well, to be intellectually honest as possible, there's a lot of Republicans that feel the same way. And case in point, as Liquid Electrum has pointed out, you know, Trump was not he was a pretty big spender too for a while, and it just got crazy during COVID. I think it'll be different this time around. We'll see. All right, hey, we got the first scammer calling right on time here. Hello?
Hi, how are you? It's Elliot. I told you I would call you back. You asked me to call you back at 6:15.
And you did right on the dot. That hardly ever happens. My mind is actually blown right now. I was looking at the clock as I was answering the call. It's like, man, Elliot is right on time. This is just amazing, you know?
I try, my friend. Yeah.
Man, I tell you, this doesn't happen very often. A lot of times they never call back, so I appreciate that. This is wonderful.
My pleasure, of course.
So you want to hand over some money my way, right? Am I correct in saying that? Is that right?
Yeah, I'm just seeing if you need any capital for any expansion, payroll, or anything that your business might need. We can get that done.
I could use it. I don't think you have enough to afford to buy the capital. Now, we might be able to buy the politicians that lie within that capital. That is something we might consider. But the capital itself, I think we're going to leave that alone. The brick and mortar, or actually it's really marble and columns, Corinthian. I think they're mostly Corinthian columns on that capital. But yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, I think we can make it happen. Yeah, there we go. And you probably want to know what I'm going to use the metal for. Not the metal, but you want to know what I want to use the money for. I'm sure to vet this to make sure it's legit.
That's always a question we ask. Absolutely.
Well, let me just preach on this, okay? First, I want to give you this little legal disclosure. This is a legal disclosure. All monies received from your organization will be used in an ethical and a legal manner. I will not be using them for drugs, illicit sex, bringing in drugs, cartels into the country. I will not be using them to fraud in any way, shape, or form the United States government. I will not be using the monies to engage in any kind of illegal activity. I will not use the monies to buy up call centers in India and Pakistan and Bangladesh to call Americans that are on the do not call list. I will not be using the money to engage in any kind of propaganda techniques against the government of the United States or the government of Canada. I also will not engage in any kind of illicit activity against the nation of Zimbabwe or their ZIG currency, which is backed by gold, which is hopefully will be saved by gold, will be saved because they are now required to use only that currency up until the year 2030. So we're going to make sure that we will not in any way, shape, or form prevent that from happening. So I will not be using the money for that.
Okay.
I also will not be using the money to form a Little League baseball team in Hoboken, New Jersey. It will not be used for that. My lawyers say that I got to get that in there. And I'm not going to be doing a female Paralympics team for gymnastics for the 2032 Olympics. And the last one is I'm not going to be using any of these funds in order to set up an offshore account in the middle of our Antarctica, because the reason why that is because there are no shores smack dab in the middle of Antarctica. It's frozen over, and there's probably land underneath of it somewhere. It's a big, thick block of ice, and there's likely some land underneath there, which means I cannot logistically have an offshore account there because it's like right in the middle of the continent. And that's a big piece of land. It's also extremely cold there. Very, very cold, in case you haven't. Even in the summertime, it's cold there.
Can't imagine, yeah.
Yeah. And not only that, I couldn't get to it. It would cost me probably more money than the money you would allow me to be able to borrow from you or take if you're going to give it to me in order to get to the middle of Antarctica to get the money. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And where would I put it? Where would I put the money? Likely there are very, very heavy winds in the middle of Antarctica, which means that if we put the money over there, even if we put it in like a little briefcase or suitcase or one of those chests, there are probably enough wind and snow and ice that would either blow it over or would cover it up. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, totally.
Yeah. Now, if you were to give it to me in gold or silver, we could probably get some sort of LiDAR detection device or some sort of bathymetrical scanner that can be able to detect precious metals from a depth of about 6 feet, because likely it wouldn't sink more than 6 feet, then that might be a possibility. But we still have the problem of getting it there and getting it out. You know what I'm saying? And that's what she said.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's not what I'm going to use the money for. Are you ready for me to tell you what I'm going to use the money for?
Absolutely.
Okay, it's a little bit more involved than what I'm not going to be using money for. So are you ready for it?
Sure.
Here we go. I want to take all of these dollars that you're going to send to me. I'm going to have them transferred to Zimbabwean Zig dollars. I'm going to use it to buy up all of the gold coins in Zimbabwe, repatriate them to the United States, send them over to Mozambique. Which, oh man, what the? I can't believe he said he was ready for He said he was ready for what I was going to use the money for. I don't understand this. I'm hurt. Man. All right. String theory. I should have mentioned the string theory, Michael M. That would have been great. All right, here we go. Okay, Audrey Ravenel says here, gay or straight, whatever nation you are from, whoever you're voting for, everyone should own gold. Amen, brother. Yes, indeed. Exactly right. All right. All right, except for Antarcticans. If you're an Antarctic resident, I don't think you should own gold or silver. Trevor Drip says, Uncle Trump 2024, let's not vote for wide open borders and crime being ridiculous again. I can't help but agree with that sentiment. Wesley Duncan, first time super chat here. Thank you. $5. Thoughts on stacking lower grade metals. Copper is up. Aluminum is up. Brass is up. I still would say that yes, here's how you should do those metals, especially copper. Pre-1982 cents is the way to stack copper. Or if you can find scrap on construction sites with permission, or you get it free. Otherwise, I would not be buying it. Even though the price has gone up, the premiums are so high on them that you'll never get it back. It'll take you decades to get those premiums back. Here comes another scammer. But good question, Wesley. Very good question. Hello? Hello?
Hello?
Hi.
Yes, sir. My name is James from your TV cable. How are you doing today?
You're from my TV cable?
Yeah, right?
Right, that's right. TV cable. Thank you. Now, I didn't know. Okay, very good. All right. How can I help you today from my TV cable?
Sir, actually the reason of my call is that we are going to change the frequency signal of your area just for the identification till box will reach the right person with the right place. So just for the account verification, can you please verify what your first name?
Yes, it is Ted or Theodore. But tell me what you said. You're going to change my signal? Hello? Are you going to change my signal? Talk to me, you benchode. You benchode. Marque lode chutia. All right. Yes, Wesley, a good question there again. And aluminum, same thing. There are ways you can get some of those metals, but in bullion form, they're very expensive, very expensive. So I would not do that. But anyways, but very good question. All right, let's see here. All right, let's see what we've got here. Let's get over here to Victor Webster. I hope those few who unsubscribed didn't get any tears in their silver stack. Could cause spotting. Yes, indeed. Very well could. True that. And Jeff Nelson says, listening to you on my 5.5-hour drive to San Jose. Well, thank you. You're Jeff Nelson. You're one of a couple of folks who do that, listen on the drive. That's great. Keep on missing you. Hope I'm done soon with all my work. Well, thank you, my friend. And Jeff Nelson is here. Thank you again, sir. Appreciate that. El Hazra is here as well. Good to see you. And Jake is here. And let's see. And Paul Tissue is with us tonight, too. Good to see Paul Tissue. And Shan. Shan is here. And Cybercurrent Twitcher. You want to check out an epic Cybercurrent Twitcher video today. You're going to see a lot of gold. A lot of gold in Cybercurrent Twitcher's new video. Check it out. And let's see here. We have got this from Stephen Newberry. Says, just when I was going to boycott YouTube, Elon bought YouTube. Well, that did not happen. I've heard several people say that. It did not happen. It is wishful thinking. It would be nice. It would be really nice, but it has not happened yet. All right, let's see here. Nothing is endless, says his FIL. The part sellers are ignoring is the cost to recycle or to recover, not mentioned by Sal. If the cost of $200 to $2,000 in energy, labor, materials to recover a troy ounce of silver, is this really news? Yes, it is news, FIL, because it goes without saying that the only reason why any kind of recycling happens is because it is beneficial. It provides a benefit. It is cost effective. It is economically viable, or else they wouldn't do it. And the thing is that who knows how long it's going to take to whatever to happen. But the thing is, the discovery's been made, and if they have to go through some big long process and collide atoms to make it happen, they wouldn't even report it. This is something very good. All right. Let's see. Yep. All right. My kitten is a grandmaster. One would think eventually over time that gold and silver, along with other precious metals, will become scarce. Yes. And gold and silver really are scarce compared to other metals out there. That's why they're called precious metals. All right. Let's see here. Thanks, sign up for the thumbs up. And appreciate you guys. And we've got here, Clear Lake Drive, more opportunity to keep the price moving around. Buy, sell, buy. Keep the world turning. That's right. Indeed it is. I got a lot of hate for this video, by the way. Zephiel, how much energy and materials did it take? The news article is worthless without providing that information. Well, the thing is recycling and the efforts to be able to do so, there may be some of that stuff they may want to keep close to the cuff. But the thing is it is possible, and it can be done. And by the way, there's already ways that stuff is being recycled right now. There's a lot of silver being recycled right now. In fact, I did a report even recently talking about that the Silver Institute underestimated the amount of silver that had been recycled, which is part of the reason why the silver price hasn't risen as much. So this is one of the things I like to do. And I thank Tony Erickson again for sharing this with me, because it does put things in perspective. If anybody's going to know, it's going to be Tony Erickson, by the way, because he does it himself. Over Kiev says, as it comes up in value, it will make recycling worth it. Exactly. That's exactly right. You got it. Oh, man, don't apologize, Tony. I appreciate you sending it to me. And by the way, I appreciate the stuff that people send me. I may not be able to get to all of it, but if I see something that I think the audience would really enjoy or find useful, I like to share it, no matter what. Anyways, all right, a Silver Surfer Chick, great info. Alphabet owns most stock in YouTube. Google bought YouTube in 2006. It's not for sale. Yep, I know, despite rumors. That's right, it is not for sale. It'd be nice, but it's not happening. I don't know why people thought that he was buying it, but if anybody would shout out from the mountaintops, it would be Elon himself. All right, Two Brother Stacking. I love silver's volatility, Sal. It's one way to buy cheap. That's right. Exactly. Just because silver can be recycled, and even if there's a supply surplus, silver will still be valuable and will still preserve your wealth. No question about that. And the best thing to do is to hold on to your silver. Hold on to your silver. The Michael Guadagno says, I agree recycling could help the price of silver based off the cost to do so. Thanks for the update. Yes, indeed. That's right. Yeah, it's not an automatic the price will go down because of recycling, by the way, either. William Rome says, no shortage of debt either. That's true. What is the cost of recycling, reclaiming versus mining after the slave labor disappears in BRICS countries? Still think it'll be a lot cheaper to recycle it than it would be to mine it. A lot cheaper. All right. Yep, they don't think of volume. That's right. And volume is the key. That's right, Tony Erickson. All right. And it says about those who so-called made-up scientists about creating precious metals out of thin air magically, and about the craziness about silver out of wastewater. I never knew the population was crap out silver. Yes. Well, that's just it. You're not creating precious metals out of nothing. No one has implied that anywhere. I've not heard anybody say that. I'm not sure where that statement came from. But anyways, I never knew the population pooped out silver. Yes, there's a lot of silver that comes through in a lot of different ways. And it's not just poopy water. It's other ways as well, too. By the way, it's also coming out of your washing machines and stuff like that because there are a lot of fabrics that have silver in them now. Anyways, the craziness people are saying about precious metals creating silver because they want you to stop buying it and they can have it all for next to nothing and then put it up. The dollar's coming to its end and need to have something else. Well, again, Henry, you're conflating two different things. No one has implied it anywhere, any way, shape, or form. Certainly I have not. I don't know of anybody that says we're creating silver out of nothing. Where the heck are you getting this information? Or maybe a better question would be is what kind of crack are you smoking? Specifically what kind of crack it is. But before you answer that question, Henry, let's take... Oh, the scammer hung up. Anyways, he says it's called precious metals because right now the dollar is only backed up from the world keeps using it and then import USA debt and import USA inflation. That's coming to an end. The fall of the empire, just like Rome, and another one appears. And in 100 years or so, another one will happen. And on before it was next USA, then the UK, next in Holland, blah, blah, blah. It's one big run-on sentence, and I don't have time to read all of it. If you would have put periods between it, I would have finished it. But basically, I agree with you that the U.S. As it is, there's some hubris. If we're not careful, we're gonna fall just like the Roman Empire. I agree with you on that. And in due course in time, all fiat currencies will fail, or they will be reset, just like they have been 15 times in Zimbabwe. But a bigger disagreement is that I ain't creating silver. No one's creating silver. If you can do that, well, you'd be rich. Good to see Steve LaPointe. Good to see you. Good to see Eagle Steve. I'm glad you're here. A lot of good folks with us tonight. Ron Rocha says here, the process and cost of recycled silver would currently outweigh the cost of its current price. Not necessarily. In fact, I would love to see that. Even it just depends on what kind of process involved. And by the way, likely if they reported on this, more than likely that it is something that was going to be economically viable, or they would have said, well, this is still way down the road or what have you because it's going to be expensive and silver will have to be a certain price. But they've come a long way with recycling. Coin dealer, with less than 1% of physical ownership of precious metals, what would happen if just 1 out of 10 people bought silver? That's an over 900% increase from here. You're right. It would be game-changing. That's for sure. This is why I like to get the word out about stacking silver and being realistic about its price. Very good. All right, let's see here. Well, that's a good question, politician. $35 silver or $2,800 gold? Man, that could go either way, man. I tell you what, I think both, honestly, are equally possible. Let me know what you guys think. Dennis Niemeyer, will recycled silver make the cost go up? Not necessarily, but it could. And I kind of mentioned some of that in the video. But anyways, Thomas Bezlanovich says here, at today's price and people's view, and the supply of silver is not a problem. Just wait till price hits $100 and supply can't keep up. In 2026, recycling silver will be the talk on the YouTube silver site. Yes. As price goes up, it definitely will. And we'll see that go up pretty dramatically. All right, let's see here. Yeah, I asked them to watch a silver cell stream once. Yeah, silver cell stream. And let's see here. Stanley says here, I have some recycled silver bars, but it will be hard to recycle the silver in missiles after they go boom. Yep, but it'll be easier to get that silver than it would be to mine it, even if it goes boom. Thank you for the shout out. Thank you, Tony. Appreciate you letting me know about this piece, about that advancement. Count Serpula. At the least, it might currently offset what the U.S. Mint uses. It's here, 68 million ounces really isn't that much. Thought I'd expect the amount of recovery by this technique to increase as time goes on. Yeah, and a lot of these numbers that get thrown around seems like a lot, but compared to how much is mined per year, I don't know. But it's probably a pretty big chunk, though. I would guess, venture to guess. All right. Let's get physical. That's right, Matthew. Crust Life, let's get physical. Indeed. You are right. Okay, let's see here. The UA says here on this, we're going to get to today's video because I did a very important video today, breaking news about Zimbabwe. I hope you guys will check it out after this. It didn't get the algorithm did not push it out there, so luckily you missed it if you get a chance to check it out after this stream is over. In 10 years, new technology will replace what we have today. The world will be a completely different place and will be forced by changing climate to a colder climate after 2032 to let some new inventions out. Energy companies will be willing to let new inventions in because of their grid will collapse from the cold and they do not let the new ideas in. We will have enough energy and we will not have to use inferior wind and solar power to heat our homes in colder environment. Eventually, supercapacitors will replace batteries and new energy inventions will replace oil and coal. Solar is a means to support the CCP in China with the Big Pharma. Big Pharma will be exposed for the fraud it is, and solar power will be replaced with better inventions which already exist but have not been let out. Well, the UHA, I'm not sure about the Earth global cooling is going to be coming, but you never know. We'll see. All right. Drew Limo says Californians that move to Nevada vote Democratic. True Nevadians are Republicans. I hope you're right. Hope you are right. And let's see here. Carrie Taryn says here, in a quote, scrapping out copper in some items is very labor intensive and time consuming. Making recycling easier, faster, and cheaper would definitely be a game changer. Cost is the biggest hurdle. It's not profitable. It won't be done. That's right. It's got to be profitable. That's true. Yep. All right, very good. And thank you, JM Unleashed. Just posted a link to that video. I appreciate that. To the video about Zimbabwe's gold-backed currency. May survive after all. Thank you. I'm going to actually pin that. Thank you, my friend. I appreciate that. JM Unleashed, you were the man. Jeff Nelson says, I've always surprised at the new discoveries in oil they keep finding with the advancement of exploration drilling. Seems like they're starting to do the same with recycling of precious metals. Yes, it is amazing. Yes, indeed. It's wild to see it. Keith Barlow says this. We're moving at a pretty good clip here. Says this. We actually recycle aluminum, yet it is cheaper to get hands on new aluminum than it is to use real old cans. Who knows what price silver would have to be to make recycling worth it? $100 an ounce, $500? I don't know. My guess is probably not that much. I think probably they might really ramp up recycling if we had sustained $45 to $50 an ounce. Very good. All right, very good. Man, thank you. CCT has posted a link to the Salivate Metal channel round. Appreciate that, my friend. Yes, indeed. And Illegal Products for You says, I will believe it when I see it. Recycling is a dodgy business. Yes, well, we shall see. We shall see. Yep, we'll see what comes to fruition. It's not going to happen very, very soon, but we'll see what happens. All right. And Gold and Silver says, Sal, on the Morgan Report, somewhere, someone shows some simple home diagram of a fusion reactor using a high-pressure sodium bulb from a local hardware store. He is fusing all sorts of stuff, making lots of things, including gold and silver. That's weird. I'm not sure gold and silver that I buy that. You can't just make gold and silver out of thin air. Somebody talked about that in a previous thing. A fusion reactor from high-pressure sodium bulb? I'm skeptical. Very, 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 very skeptical of that. I'll have to check that. I'll have to check it out, maybe. See what they're talking about. Maybe the potential for that in theory, but will it actually happen? I'm not sure. Let's see here. All right. Camden Motorsports. Camden Motorsports says this. It's funny how someone miraculously comes up with a new recycling method or new silver found every time when silver goes up or it's about to have a runaway prices, and somehow about 80% of these ideas never come to fruition. Can you say price control? Just watch your next time you hear something similar. It will be shortly after the silver prices have gone up high in percentage in a short time. Camden Motorsports, I would agree with that in part, but this is not from a mainstream media source. That's number one. Number two, the video I did about recycling silver from wastewater was way back when silver was like 14, 15 bucks an ounce, or maybe a little bit more than that, but it was in a dead spot with silver. This news just comes out when it comes out. It has no bearing on whether or not it's some sort of a big conspiracy to keep the prices down. Yeah. Keith Daniel says, a new metal that will make millionaires out of people. It's all the scrap metal in the fields of eastern Ukraine. All right. They'll do a lot of mining there, maybe, perhaps. And let's see here. Troy B. says here, in the mining industry, the primary chemical used to leach silver ore is sodium cyanide. The process is commonly known as cyanation leaching, where a solution of sodium cyanide dissolves the silver from the ore, allowing the extraction. Therefore, it is possible to leach silver and recovering silver. What would that cost be? Way higher than what it would cost of mining in the first place. Reclaiming it costs more than mining it. How do you get to that? To me, it sounds like you don't have to dig through a bunch of soil. You don't have to extract a bunch of the ore. I don't see how you get from cyanidation leaching, with it being the same process, being used in one after having gone through the process of extracting all of the ore and separating it out, to saying it's more expensive. That doesn't make any sense. Paul Tissue has been very kind. He gifted one Salivate Metal membership. Thank you so much. All right. Christopher Churchifer has watched Street Tips recycle silver from film negatives. It is far too expensive to recover the silver. Well, I wonder though. But I guess if you do it in volume though, it'd probably be a lot cheaper than what he's doing it. Yeah, I imagine probably at the scale that he's doing it, yeah, it wouldn't be. But my guess is probably it would, and likely they probably are recycling those for a lot cheaper. All right, Brian McDaniel just wanted to show some of the older videos some love, and I appreciate that. I think you're the only one now, or one of the very few that is going back and watching some of the older videos. Thank you, my friend. Brian McDaniel also says this. Now, how have these old numismatic coins done? Jackpots, duds. It's nice to get the real world information from someone who's had them for a while. Mount Rushmore, ATB coin flipping and making a profit. You know, I forget if I had those and flipped them. I don't know, but they were poised to do very well. I think they kind of flopped later. I think that's what happened. I think they kind of flopped. They're not really worth as much now. Whoa, Tony Erickson has just gifted 10 Salivate Metal memberships across the bow. Thank you so much. In fact, we're going to do this. We're going to give him 10 push-ups and one more for Paul Tissue for that. So 11 in total. Very nice of you. Thank you. Let's see here. If we receive one of those from Tony Erickson, give him a warm thank you. Let's get some blood flowing here. Yeah, within the veins, not outside. I don't want to get cut. You know what I mean? All right, here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and 11. There we go. All right. Nice. Thank you, guys. Very, very good. As we press on. Pressing on here. Okay, we've got Brian McDaniel. I'm trying to do different things for the emojis and write different stuff to help the algorithm. I hope it works. Well, thank you. Even if you just type the same thing, well, you don't want to type exactly the same thing, but just switch it up a little bit. It does help, and I really appreciate that, Brian McDaniel. So kind of you to do that. Growing those muscles, try and look out, piano. I can't lift a piano, though. Let's see here. Yes, Liquid Electrum, I did see that. He did post another video on a new little channel he created just to do that, say goodbye, but yeah, he was good, and I hated that he did that, but I guess he said it was all good, and it's something that he wanted to do, shift focus. All right, very good. All right, let's see here. Thank you so much, Brad Lewis. Thank you so much, my friend, for being here. Thanks for the thumbs up, for popping in tonight. All right, let's see here. And let's get over here. Okay, we've got this. Larry Henshaw says, not cutting my hair since 1994 has purchased me a lot of silver, folks. 52 troy ounces per year is a byproduct of not paying a barber for real. Way to go. Larry Henshaw, that's awesome, man. I wish I had the hair to grow. I do the same thing, but I cut my own hair, so I actually did a video about that, believe it or not. How you can save. Best 20 bucks or 10 bucks maybe I've ever spent. Maybe it was 20 bucks. Head razor. Yes, indeed. All right. The Oliver says, a silver production is often a byproduct of mining of other metals like copper. So if they are mining copper, silver is also being mined, so it probably won't run out. Not to mention the hordes of solves hidden in the other place. Plenty of silver left out of the ground. That's right. Which means that, the increased demand, they'll find very clever ways to meet that demand, for sure. All right. KTB Silver says, I want to know how much silver is used to put the rover on Mars, and how much silver have we blasted into space with satellites. Not that it would ever make a difference. It's just really a curiosity. It would be kind of interesting to see, for sure. Yep, growing. It's very slow growing, Bellows Forge, but yes, I can't quite crack 85,000 yet. It's been sitting here. Who knows? Maybe we'll get it soon. But yes, and I'd like to get to 100,000 is my goal. But I'm not going to stop at 100,000 either. Just saying. But I would like to see it. But anyways, all right, very good. Welcome. That's Chad Brookman. Welcome. Good to see you. Hillbilly Stock says demand has never exceeded supply. It's made up. All right. Yep, that's some people believe it has not ever exceeded supply, but it is getting closer. I think all the experts agree, even the most conservative amongst them believe that it is getting close now, if we've not crossed it. And I tend to agree with Hillbilly Stocks to a point. I think there's certain aspects of it where there's not enough silver product to meet demand, but there's enough silver. Yeah, look out, Piano. I was hoping to as well that would be the case. This is a very slow growing channel, 7.4 thousand videos, and been at it for almost 12 years, and can't crack 100,000 subs. And there's other channels that have been here a quarter of the time, have a tenth of the videos that I have, and there are 200,000 subscribers. Go figure. But a lot of it maybe I'm just not as likable, or as I don't know, or just it's not I don't really do a whole lot of heavy editing or polished videos, so I just I've done some of that, and when I've done some of those type of videos, it doesn't help me at all. It's a lot of time and effort to really go in depth, write out scripts and put up charts and fancy editing and stuff like that. It's just not anyways, very good. All right. Illegal Smurf says, silver is just another industrial metal like copper, nickel, and iron ore. It isn't money and has no monetary premium. Well, it is money, but it has dual roles. It has dual roles, and it has a monetary premium. Go try to buy some silver one time, and you'll see the monetary premium. All right, very good. All right, let's see. Yes, 12th anniversary looming. That's right. The Cybercurrent Twitcher is also coming up on 12 years. Yes, indeed. Oh, man, thank you, Tony Erickson. I appreciate that, brother. And I would be I would not. I'm purposely not interviewing bullion dealers, by the way, local coin shop owners and stuff like that. For that very reason, I don't want to copy other channels. I want to be original. I don't want to be. Let's see, very good. Yeah, Zephael. You may have missed my video, but I'm not committed to doing it, but I probably will do a live stream for election coverage. Steve LaPointe. Yeah, it's not. There's other channels that have gone. I'm not too political, Steve LaPointe. I am more so this week and leading up to this week. But if you watch my videos, I'm not terribly political. I'm most political in the live streams where people make comments about politics and I respond to them with my points of view. But you go watch Yankee Stacking's channel. It gets very, very political there. And he gets a lot of views. So I don't think the politics is the reason. Anyway, but I don't get that. I don't get as political. Very good. All right. Very good. All right. Very good. Michael K. recouping from bad weekend. I'm sorry you didn't have a very good weekend, Michael K. Hope you feel better. And hope things get well for you. And have a good night. Thank you for popping on. I appreciate it. Very good. And Blue Plays, I just started collecting silver and purchased my first 2 ounces of buffaloes for 40 each. Did I get ripped off from my coin dealer? Yes and yes. Even though you only asked for one question, you got ripped off. $40 when silver is sitting right now at $34.52. That's a $5.50 premium on 2 ounce. Oh, wait a minute. Are they 2 ounce buffaloes or 1 ounce? I would say probably still got ripped off because they're probably not silver if you're paying $40 each. Unless you bought first 2 ounce buffalo. Oh, I think you meant you bought your first 1 ounce, first 2 1 ounce buffaloes. Yes, you got ripped off because those are essentially what they refer to as generic silver. They're generic silver or privately issued bullion. And $6 is a crazy premium for that. You got ripped off. Big time. Big time. I would always, before you buy any silver, always do your research. Don't trust local coin dealer prices if you've never been there before, if you're new. Check online. There's a place you can go called findbullionprices.com. It's going to be the best place to go. The sponsor of this channel is called Summit Metals. And they're a good place to buy as well, too. But if you're looking for the best deal, they have really good deals. But if you're looking for the best deal, don't even trust their prices. Or just because they're a sponsor of this channel, shop around. Here is a 1 ounce buffalo round, beautiful reverse proof, $36.82. $3 and some odd cheaper than that. Now you got to spend $200 to get free shipping, but you'll pay shipping for that. But look at all of these. Even a coin is less than $40 for that. Now Libertad's a different story, but yeah, most of that stuff is going to be cheaper here. Even the Silver Eagle is cheaper. It's still under $40, but anyways. So yeah, shop around. Fine bullion price is going to be the best place to go to find or not. Well, it's going to be a good place to go. They're not going to have every bullion dealer's deal, but do that. Or if you have several coin shops in your area, then shop around some of those coin shops. Call ahead, say what are you charging above spot for Silver Eagles. But I'm sorry you got ripped off, my friend, and thank you for chiming in on it. But and if you wanna learn more about silver, by the way. If you're new to stacking, I want to point you to my channel over here at the playlist tab. If you go to the playlist tab, there is a playlist here called Silver Basics right here, Silver Basics. And it's got a lot of videos. Starts out with what is silver stacking, defining some terms, all the different choices there are. What silver should I buy? What's a fair price for silver? All kinds of stuff here. Buying silver online, 3 easy steps. Simple silver strategies, all kinds of stuff, all beginner videos that I have for the community that have not gotten very many views, but hopefully we'll check that out at some point in time. All right, hope that'll help you out. He may have been bored and left as I was speaking. I don't even know if he's still here anymore. Anyways, all right, let's move ahead here. Michael Ramsey says, the COMEX has for years shown us how to keep the price of silver down. Yes, a lot of people feel that way for sure. All right, thank you, J-Mon. Lisa's posted a link to the Silver Basics playlist, but all right, very good. Bobby Johnson is here. Hello, Bobby. Good to see you. Sapo Verde Salsa says, Project 2025 will ensure all McDonald's ice cream machines are clean and in working order. That's right, exactly. Trump even made a post to that effect. It was funny. All right. And Mark Cameroon says here, I've done this with fingers, gold leaching very hard. Can't really, not worth it. Now they use such thin amounts of gold. It's not worth it, Sally Boy. All right. Well, maybe depending on how you're doing it, but we have a member of this community. He does and has been very successful at it. But, you got to know what you're doing for sure, and that is Tony Erickson. Jeff Gate, I got 1.5 ounce reclaimed silver off the plate I bought. Big silver cell ticketing right away now. Nice. Way to go. Good job. Good job. You guys are awesome. Very, very good. Let's see here. Where are we at? That dude, did that guy leave? He's out of here, isn't he? Let's see here. Let's see here. All right, that's Blue Plays. Silver Heist, I saw that. Wow, thank you. Not much sales happening. 25,000 left of those things. Wow, okay, very good. All right, Tony Erickson, thank you, brother. Hope you feel better. I hate that you're hurting, my friend. Matthew Crustlife, let's go. That's right, brother. Let's go. We're going to get through these videos here. 8% of this audience is slow. Well, I wouldn't say that. But they just have a different point of view than we have. The fact that they're stacking silver, though, is good. And gold, too. Russell Brown, Sal, you pissed off a lot of snowflakes. They don't know that you can make silver by Catholic silver nitrate processing that is really cheap. Yes, and I didn't even know that either. Wow. All right, very good. Oh, thank you, Silver Heist. You're awesome. And by the way, let's see here. He's mad he paid $40. He'll never buy PMs again. I hope not. I was not mad. All right. That's funny, Paul Sargent. Sugar was too high, so he put it on a lower shelf. Easier access. I love it. Seven Cupertino says, it's disappointing that the spirit of righteousness pushes very few. What bothers you, Greg, bothers me. I'm tired of being taken advantage of. At what point do others care? Only when it directly affects them. Continue to seek your guidance and wisdom from above, Creator and His plan. Well, I'm scratching my head on this one. I'm not sure what it has to do with this video, but I will try to continue to seek guidance and wisdom from above. I'll take that advice for sure. I think we can all use that. And thank you, James Unleashed, for posting a link to Silver Heist channel. Great member of the community. He's awesome. And so is James Unleashed, by the way. You should check out his channel. He walks dogs for a living, as well as other stuff that he does with regards to market analysis, music, trivia, games, fun, and really good stuff over there. David Davey. And by the way, J.M. Unleashed is really a smart guy, too. Really intelligent. He knows his stuff about a wide variety of topics and subjects. And there's a lot of good folks in this community. I've learned a lot from many of you in this community. David Davey, I never believed the imminent end of silver supply argument for stacking in a rush. We used to recycle our photographic-related silver residue, and it did quite well. Unfortunately, electronics photography ended that. Yes, indeed. I hear you. Yep, sure did. Okay, let's see here. Tony Erickson here. All right, this is the pro chimes in on this, and he really is a pro at this. And he says the following here. So I picked up a silver cup here and there, a silver plate over there, in a flea market and garbage sales, auctions, never paying over $5. I bring it home, I get a huge amount of together, break it down with $20 of acid and put it in a silver cell to grow. I do silver twice a year. I pour 2 to 3 50-ounce bars. So no profit? I think so. Boom. Nailed it. That's amazing. That's just amazing. That's how you do it right there. That is awesome. And Two Brother Stacking says, Sal, when people unsubscribe just because you put out important information, that's on them. And congratulations on the channel sponsor. Big thumbs up as always. And thank you, my friend. And then here, Strat Captain says, Sal uses clickbait like any other swinging crap on YouTube. That doesn't mean he's a craphead, but also doesn't mean he's righteous. Sal spends most of his time putting out several videos each day, virtually say the same thing. This is a revenue stream for him. Yes, it is. But the thing is I do talk about precious metals. So in the world of precious metals, I'm talking about precious metals in every video. This is a precious metals channel. Otherwise, I'd love for you to point out what I'm doing the same thing. Completely different original. Well, they are completely. I'd love for you to tell me the point where they are the same. Let's see here. So I would love for you to tell me we're the same. And yes, you're entitled to your opinion, but you don't have to be here. But he's been watching a long time. So anyways. All right, have a good night, Bill Arrington. But yeah, I would love to see Strat Captain tell me any 10 videos where they're the same thing, unless you cherry pick them. There's some topics where I've updated the news on it, but this is primarily a precious metals news channel. But I'd love for him to point out what's the same about them, other than that they're about precious metals. And of course, this is a precious metals channel, so of course. Anyways, some people. Anyways, let's see here. Nick Free Chet says, I'm ready to give up. I bought 500 ounces of silver in February for $22.55 an ounce, and it's not going up much. Nick, have you looked at the spot price for precious metals lately? $22.55 an ounce, and it's not going up much. Nick, I hope you come back and listen to this broadcast, because I'm going to show you what it's doing right now. Boom! $34.50 is spot price right now. So, Nick, you got to pay attention to the markets. I hope you will subscribe to this channel, and maybe you'll be pleasantly surprised that you made a wise decision buying at $22.55. All right, let's see here. So Rossman says here, silver sells itself. I used to have zero interest in silver until one year I was visiting my father and he wanted to show me his silver stack. I agreed, just indulge him. But when he opened up his bag of silver ounce rounds and laid them all out, I was hooked. I never saw so much bullion and held them in my hand before that moment. I knew then I had to get some. It really is contagious, as Jen Stibe says. And it's enjoyable, for sure. It's really neat to have silver bullion in your hand, for sure. Very good. Glad you guys are here. Glad Willie Spencer's with us. Bobby Johnson is still here. I assume that Bobby being spelled with an I, and that she's a she. And welcome, Bobby. Glad you're here. And Cale Hill is coming to us from Chicagoland. Welcome, Cale Hill. Good to see you. Thank you for being here. Always nice to see some new folks pop by. Good to see Bryce Cooley is here. And we've got Robert Dudley says it will take years before they can establish a truly functional facility that can recycle metals in a cost-productive manner. Well, as we said, our very own Tony Erickson has found a way to do it very profitably. Even then, silver will not achieve an endless supply. Get real, this is nowhere becoming a reality. Well, much of it already is, Robert Dudley. As I said before, I've reported on this before, how the Silver Institute underestimated the amount of silver recycling that's gone on over the past year. They're picking it up big time. Italian G, long time no see. Good to see you. Ibg, I was tempted to buy a monster box in 2020, but never did. Never actually did. But that temptation has left me. I'm no longer going to be doing it. Very good. Steve LaPointe, silver by 40 years by year's end. I hope not. There's a personal reason why I hope it doesn't get up to $40 an ounce. Most of you know what that is. But I think it will get to 35. I believe that by the end of the year. Robert Dudley says, do you ever think shooting yourself in the foot suggesting nonsense like this? All right, check this. This is rich. Check this out. This guy says, do you ever think you're shooting yourself in the foot by suggesting nonsense like this? Other potential young stackers listening to this might believe this is in their ignorance and decide it's not worth stacking. In effect, your nonsense could hurt retail future sales. Well, this channel does not exist to pump silver and to pressure anybody into buying silver. This channel gives both sides, gives all sides of the argument as to what could affect the price of silver. And by the way, if you listen to the video, I'm always encouraging people to stack and hold, to buy at their own pace, but not under any pressure or out of fear or anything like that. It's my responsibility as a creator to be fair-minded and to give all sides, both sides of the coin, and all sides of the situation. So I'm doing my viewers a service. And Robert Dudley, you must be used to being around those who do the exact opposite, who have nothing but positive things to say about silver, no matter what. But I'm going to be real. And honestly, I'm doing a great service if somebody who is of the opposite mindset and they're rushing to buy silver, going into debt to buy silver, or making foolish fiscal decisions based off of information that probably is not going to come to pass or be true. If I can save somebody from wasting their money and buying silver when they shouldn't, then I've done a great service, because there's a time to buy and there's a time not to buy. There you go. Yes, indeed. All right. Henry says here, I think this is a guy that has his run-on sentences again. I wish people would use punctuation, at least of some sort. I'm not expecting, I think they're using talk to text and so they just don't, I don't know. BlackRock silver stock dropping. Silver One Resources dropped by 8.1%. Others do. Did they know something? BlackRock mining, those all mining companies, did they know something? Or was there some few investors went along a few weeks ago, meaning the price of those stocks went up? Don't know what to tell you there. It's tough. I don't know what's happening in the mining sector, but some of these mining stocks have gone up when the price has gone up. So I don't know. We'll see here. Scammer time. Let's see here. All right. What do we have here? Hello? Hello?
Hello, good evening. My name is Harold from Aloha Travels. First of all, I'm not here to sell you anything.
Oh, darn it. I was kind of hoping he would say, I was in the mood to buy something, too. So you're not going to sell me anything?
No, sir.
Why? Please. But I really want to buy. I really want to buy something. Can you help me buy something, please? Are you gonna sell? Is there a vacation you're gonna be doing? Is this something Aloha Travels or something? Sir?
I'll be searching so much for answering, Michael, and have a great day.
Wait a second. I want to go somewhere. I want to travel. Help me. I need something. Help me. Sir? Harold? Harry? Hello, Harry? Gandu? Benchod, Marke Lodichutia. All right. Okay, let's see here. I wanted to go to Margaritaville. That's right, exactly. All right, F-37 Metal, very cool video, awesome info. Don't think too hard about it. Just stack, store, and ignore. Repeat as many times as needed. There we go, exactly. I'm gonna do it. We're gonna do that. I like it. I like the way you think. Bikini Woman, thanks again. I still can't manage to buy silver these days. Just enough of a pension, money to buy food, and not even enough for that these days. Thank God I do have some. All right, very good. Nice. And Marcus Robinson says, Mr. Sal, always thank you for the pros and cons. Always appreciate the great content. If people unsubscribe, then so be it. I don't apologize to them not wanting to be educated. Keep doing what you do. That's right. Thank you. I appreciate that, my friend, very much. I think most people get me here and get what I do here. There's going to be some that don't. And Carrie Tarrant says, I believe silver is being held down in price for nefarious means. But what do I know? I see conspiracies everywhere. Filled out my mail-in ballot today. Voted Trump. Way to go, Carrie. That's awesome. Very cool. All right. Super E-Rock says, you're doing the right thing, brother. Honesty and truth is always the right thing in every situation. Thank you. I try my best. Thank you so much. Oh, another run-on sentence. Let's see here. But all right, let's see if we can get to this one here. If you don't know, if you watch eBay live auctions, Man, there are ever silver experts on there. In the last month, I went from watching about 8 to 10 lives a day down to maybe 2 to 3. It gets so sickening seeing how these people think they know everything about silver and the precious metals market. I've only been in the market for about 9 months, and I've watched countless videos and read as many articles as possible about gold and silver. I'm by far not even close to knowing 10% of the ins and outs of the market. But when something catches my attention, I dig into it as deep as I can. One silver coin item I've never owned is a Libertad. He is using sentences, by the way, punctuation, thank you. Why? Because it's like any other product made in Mexico. It's either counterfeit or not made from real craftsmanship. I know I'll piss people off with the comment, but it's the truth. Well, there's fakes everywhere, and they don't just come from Mexico, by the way. There's a lot more Chinese fakes. In fact, you're probably more likely to find a Chinese fake Libertad than anything else. They claim low mintage numbers, but if I find that totally hard to believe, as I've seen thousands upon thousands of these coins flooding the market. I'm an American, and I believe in buying American goods and services, and the value of American silver coins is second to none. Well, it is definitely more liquid, and the Libertads are very expensive, but they do tend to have a capped mintage. I think it's 300,000 for the Libertads, and they are extremely popular, which is why you see a lot of them on eBay, and there's a lot of demand for them too. People are willing to pay the price for those. And I've yet to run across a fake Libertad. I'm not saying they're not out there, but be careful as with anything. But I would not stack Libertads, by the way. You might want to collect them, or if you can stack them at a fairly decent price. I saw one at my local coin shop today that was a little dinged up, and it was priced the same as a regular premium coin, or not premium, but just a bullion coin. So yeah, but yep, if you're an American, stack American Eagles, that's fine. But their premiums on those are creeping up pretty high too. Watch out. Let's see here. Mike L. Silver is often referred to as a white metal, just like gold. It is often referred to as a yellow metal. Honestly, who in the world calls silver gray? Yeah, it is kind of weird. It is kind of weird. Very good. Let's see here. Christopher, I sold 60 Libertads at Josh's and Minot for 38 each. Yeah, and I don't know what Josh and Minot is, but if that's a local coin shop, they're paying premiums for those because they're lower mintage. Like I said, there's some years that have only done like 300,000. I don't know if that's the case for every single year. Some years may be more, some years may be less. But there's not nearly that many of them out there. Yeah. And there's enough demand. In reality, it's the demand that's going to determine the value of something. All right, let's see here. And we've got nobody says, if USA backs its fiat with gold and silver again, we will see the true price and get out of inflation. That's right. But getting there will be big-time growing pains. Very good. Master Blaster. I was looking at a monster box of Eagles, actually, in 2020, when the price dropped. When there was a massive drop in price, it went down, it dropped to under $12 an ounce. I was looking. I was like, man, could I do it? Could I afford it? But the premiums were so high then. Even right as the price dropped, the premiums were so high, the price only fell just a little bit, so that I couldn't do it. I just couldn't do it. Very good, yes. All right. Minute, North Dakota. Okay, the town of North Dakota. Yeah, certain years, yeah, the older school Libertads had a much higher mintage. 2012 had a higher mintage, but 747,000 is still not that much. But some of the later years, some of the newer years, especially since 2020, have been very low mintage. Much lower mintage as the years gone on. And by the way, good luck finding a 1985 silver Libertad for under $40. Good luck finding one for under $40. Me Too says, hey, that's what I was telling my boy. They're spreading silver all over Ukraine. Get out there and collect. I guess I don't know. Yes, indeed. There you go. There you go. Cranky Stacker is here. Good to see you. And let's see here. Virgil Kane, Sal, I believe 100%, 110% in the First Amendment. I believe that you have the right to say whatever you want to say. I would never unsubscribe from you for anything you might say. Keep up the great work and service that you provide. Diamond hands for silver. Amen. Thank you, Virgil Kane. I appreciate that. I don't think we should have to walk on eggshells. And sadly, I've been in this community for long enough where I've seen some people that I thought, hey, this guy's going to stick with me. And then I get an email from a supporter of this channel for a couple of years, and he says, I'm unsubscribing from your channel because of what somebody else said, not even something that I said. Or people leave because I said something and I offended them in some way. So, but thank you, Virgil Kane. I appreciate it. Very kind of you. BA says, I actually started stacking gold. A quick computation of the most common forms of precious metal showed me I could buy 1 ounce gold coins at sub 3% premium, sometimes back a spot, while premiums of 1 ounce silver rounds were like 12 to 15. Yep. Much lower premiums on gold and silver for sure with the high prices these days. You're right. Gold is headed higher for sure. 3K in the future. I could see that happen in BA. A Dinger says here, when you say that the price of silver in China has come down, aren't you just saying the price of silver in the United States has gone up? No, it's a different thing. It's the premiums. It's the difference between how they report spot price. In other words, in the past, when the silver's price has gone up, it's gone up even more in China. It's like they have their own premiums within their exchange and markets. It's a different type of thing. It's not based off the currency. That's price in U.S. dollars, A. Dinger. I hope that makes sense. All right. There you go. That's right. Silver Heist is going to blame me for the guy, the Puerto Rican guy, made the Puerto Rico joke at the, yeah. That's funny. All right. Let's see here. And the BGS says silver must be more valuable than what the market indicates if they are considering ways to recycle it. This act tells me the silver is undervalued and therefore I must keep on stacking. I think you're right that the demand is there for them to consider this, that the demand is increasing. So, yeah. I think that's something you can take from that. Illegal products. Zimbabwe should know what not to do with currency by now. I hope they do it correctly this time and it works out for them. This is on my video. If you get a chance, Jay Malise has been very kind to link this, and it's pinned at the top of this chat. If you watch this video about the breaking news about Zimbabwe, Jim Tillapal, wasn't their president warned the people about the U.S. dollar? Maybe they should just use zigzags and zigrib. There you go. Yes, I think they did. Stefan Fran says, I wonder, will the U.S. and its coalition forces overthrow Zimbabwe, kill their leader, and steal their gold? My question is based on past experiences. Yeah, a lot of people feel that way. And Dean here says, top of the morning, Sal. Thank you, Dean. Appreciate you watching this video. Says here, enjoying a cup of joe and drooling looking at that gold. Metals on the march this morning. Indeed, they are. Thank you, Dean. Yes, I did a market report this afternoon about it. You're right. They are up. All right, let's see here. Let's get moving here. Smoke 'em if you got 'em, says Jeff Nelson. That's right. One of my favorite lines from Spaceballs. Oak Alt Bridge Company says this. I think that if I were to take some silver down to Argentina with me, that I could get people to pay for goods and services and buy different things with silver as opposed to their local currency. Yes, probably so, considering the name was derived from silver itself. I bet you could. All right, very good. Let's see here. And let's march on through. Oh, thank you. CCT is posting a link. Yeah, you have to expand it to see the link, but the CCT is posted as well, too. All right. Oh, thank you, Tube Supio. I appreciate that. Try my best. There's T, the Silver Stacker. Good to see you, T. How you doing, my friend? Hope you're doing well. There's T. Good to see you, brother. Hope you're doing good. Welcome. Amber Meyer says, why does people put faith in a worthless piece of toilet paper? Trust gold. Trump, there you go. Yes, indeed. Well, I disagree with the dollar being toilet paper. You will never hear me call it trash. Because if I'm going to call the dollar trash, that means I'm going to throw away all my dollars. We need these dollars. We need them to buy our precious metals, and we need them also to be able to pay our bills and to get food. You know, it's just it's declining. It's bad money. It's bad money, but money nonetheless. We got to hold on to it. Thomas Crompton says, remember the half-point cut last month acted against metals, and we got a buying dip? For the most part, they went up since then. But yeah, gold especially. But anyways, there was some periods and times where you could find an opportunity to buy, and I did during that as well. And we've got this cheese man says, why would anyone invest in all countries? Zimbabwe, the most dysfunctional, murderous dictatorship out of the entire continent of murderous, genocidal dictatorships. Yeah, I don't know if that's the case anymore, but I guess it was at one time. Yes, thank you for posting a link to T the Silver Stacker's channel. Jay Unleashed, check out T's channel. He does great coin shop interviews, goes around to a variety of different ones, and he likes the Libertads as well. Yes, indeed. Libertads. T the Silver Stacker loves those suckers. Let's see here. And T, you might know the mintage on the newer Libertads since 2020 has gone down, right? Has there been any years since 2020 where the mintages have been above 300,000 per year? There may have been, I just don't know, but I know that the Mexican mint was hurt. I mean, a lot of people died during the pandemic, and so they had a hard time keeping up with production for years, and most of them came out very late in the year. So I would love to know. Maybe you know those mintage numbers since 2020. And let's see here. Silver Sleuth says this, silver reclamation sounds great. I hope I live long enough to see this on a huge scale. In the meantime, I'm buying what I can, when I can, and while I can, without neglecting other priorities, investments, and obligations. Celibate metal gives me confidence that I'm on the right course. Awesome, Silver Sleuth. You're doing the right thing for sure. Definitely, definitely. All right. And Napalm Death is here. Good to see all of you guys. All right, man. Below 500,000 low lately. Okay, very good. All right. And yeah, the 2025 Libertads probably won't come out until late next year, the Cranky Stacker. They've been coming out towards the end of the years, from what I've been seeing. But yeah, always high in demand. But it's crazy. Let's see here. Carrie Taryn says, that's good news for them. Love the stack of gold coins. $1 trillion note coming to the U.S. soon. Yes, if we're not careful, we could see it move in that direction. I think we're going to see inflation pick up again if they continue spending this money. And Chad Wolf says, nice stack. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Thrifty Bob says, I don't think there's any hope whatsoever for Zimbabwe. They have screwed everyone too many times, so nobody in their right mind would trust them with anything other than real gold coins. And that's the thing. It really is about trust when it all boils down to. Worst skate SAG actor, only about 1% of Americans own 1 ounce of silver. What will silver be when that number hits 5%, then 10%? Yes, a massive difference for sure. All right. Very massive difference. All right, let's see what we've got here. Get to the next comment here. If we can get this thing back here. We've got 66 Sam. I bought 2 packs of Zigs last week. Zags. I like the white package. Whoa, 66 Sam. Did you just get the actual currency? That's wild. Edwin Tan. Hi, Sal. Good morning. Gold is up again. Gold 2,800 is on its way. Yes. Very well could be. Although right now there's a bit of a pullback. Slightly. But I digress. Let's see here. They got my numbers. Yes, I did take a couple of calls earlier. Zigexplore and Zigscribe says, Moody James, thank you. He watched at the very end of this video. Thank you, my friend. Lars Job says, I would pay a considerable premium for one of the Zimbabwe gold pieces. I would love to get one too, Lars. That would be so cool. That'd be very cool. Let's see here. And let's see. We've got here Craig Zingata says, Gaddafi and Saddam Hussein were killed for trying to back their country's currency with gold. In Gaddafi's case, they were completely institute real metal currency again. Yes, indeed. All right. Yeah. That's a lot of people felt like that was the case for Gaddafi anyway. I don't know about Saddam, but Michael Porter, welcome. Good to see you. And David Walker says this. I love gold and silver and wish we could use it as currency, but backing up with gold and silver always fails. And it fails because the people printing the currency always end up printing more currency than they have gold and silver. No offense, anyone. But for 5,000 years, the same problem has always happened. History repeats itself in this case, for sure. When anyone believes that BRICS countries or any other country won't do the same thing the U.S. did, it's just ignorant. Yep. If we don't use gold and silver as actual tradable coinage, it will always fail. It's failed every time for 5,000 years. And let's see here. Well, and the thing is Bitcoin is the right idea, LTC too. But the thing is, though, David Walker, there's all of these forks, right? There's forks with Bitcoin, Bitcoin Cash, and stuff like that. But also, who's to say that somewhere down the line, unless, I don't know how, but it is something that, since it's digital, there's nothing tangible about Bitcoin, right? And it means it could be very easy to ban and prohibit, especially with quantum computing and AI, machine learning. They very well could blow that whole thing up. And if you don't think it can happen, then I think anybody who knows anything about computers and Moore's law will have an idea, because it applies to where we're going with computer systems, quantum computing specifically, and where they could either create more than 21 million. And if you don't think that can happen, think again. It could. Or it could just be shut down completely, all across the scale. You can't do that with gold. There's no way to hack gold. Bitcoin could be hacked itself. The blockchain could be hacked. And if you don't think it can happen, look at what's coming with quantum computing and artificial intelligence. Mark my words, it could happen. And it may be a government actor that could do it. B. Taylor, Zigscribe, great work, Sal. Always appreciate the info you bring. Thank you, my friend. Appreciate that. Silver Ice Atmax is selling gold-backed monopoly money. Takes gold dollar bills to another level. That's interesting. We'll have to check that out. Gold-backed monopoly money. The irony of that is not lost on me, unless Silver Ice is joking. But I'll have to check that out. Astro Club says, as you mentioned, a gold-backed currency is only as good as a fiscally disciplined and trustworthy government. That's exactly right. Yep. Thank you, Astro Club. Richard Barron, very informative and educational as always. Much thanks, Sal, and I'm always ready to explore. Awesome. Thank you, my friend. Most of you have not seen this video today. I've linked it, or James Unleashed has posted a video up above. If you click on that, it expands. There's a link. If you don't mind checking that out after we're done here. The algorithm did not get that thing out to most people today. Bill 457 is interesting, but they don't like the American dollar, so I don't like the ZIG for that. All right, very good. Yep, I know. Money Saver Silver says this. I understand it's bad for any country to have their own currency that pulls away from the U.S., but it's good to see a country stand on their own 2 feet. Yep, no, I'm in total agreement with you. This is the right move. Yep, for sure. All right. Let's see here. Let's get over here to see what we've got here. Moving along. We've got Jeff Nelson. Gold is real money, and you don't own it if you don't hold it. That's right. True that. User MGTOWer. The reason silver went up a buck today is because China did a quantum easing of 1.4 trillion last night. Now, I did not know that. Interesting. 1.4 trillion. Wow. Let's see here. See that? Oh, wow. I see. That's interesting. Wow. $5.99 for a 5-gram Monopoly foil note. Interesting. It really is Monopoly money. Crazy. From Samoa. It's an actual coin. 540 Italia. If I'm reading that right. That's crazy. Wow. What will they think of next? The answer to that is something else. They're going to think of something else next. All right. All right, let's see here. I made it until the end. Now what nonsense was I supposed to type? All right, you typed it. It's all right. You got it. You got it. You type, whatever you want to type there. Jay Stone, is it just me or do the edges on those turtle coins look rounded? Yes, they do. They're sort of beveled, aren't they? I kind of like that. They don't have the finning on them, which I think is great. And thank you for noticing. And here we've got Tony Bones says this. I have some Zimbabwe dollars I acquired 20 years ago. I've never seen such an inflated currency in real person. Will it go back to currency reversed or make their own money worth more than their dollar denomination? Will go down to 1.520 like US and like US dollars. They did that, Tony Bones. I mentioned that in the video. In 2009, they reset all their currency. They reset all of them. Yes, indeed. All right, let's see here. We've got no IQ. I can't put subscribe in the comments. I don't know how to spell it. Well, you did it. You spelled it correctly, no IQ. That's awesome. Thank you, my friend. You watched to the end. All right, let's see here. All right, Christ is King FJB says this. I was in Ghana from 2008 through 2012. The Chinese worked out a deal with the government that they would build roads in exchange for access to the mines. The Chinese didn't mess around with perimeters of these places and guarded them with holding AKs. The locals told me they don't speak, just shoot. It's sad to me the country people are so poor. They work 8 to 10 hours a day for what was $3. Meanwhile, the Chinese are stripping the land of gold. It was so disturbing. The locals were the nicest people I've met traveling the world. That is a shame that they were exploited like that for sure. Thank you for letting me know about that. Man, that sucks. Paul Sargent on this video. Let's see here. Hey Sal, do you mean gold backed? Doesn't that mean it's convertible back to gold? Not necessarily. It doesn't necessarily have to actually be convertible back to gold. They just have to have the gold to back it. And maybe it's just an audit. You know, maybe it's just something, hey, you can see it, there it is, you own this gold, and you have a representation of it, whatever. It would be ideal, but it basically, it's within the organization itself. But it would be nice if you could actually go in and cash it in. With the push towards digital currency, I doubt it. Do they have enough? Wouldn't be a better way to describe it as gold linked, just a thought. Well, that might be a better way to do it, but in a sense, you know, backed and linked is kind of the same thing, right? Because it's not a gold exchange. It's not a gold exchange currency. I think that's what it would be, an exchange. A gold exchange currency. That's not what's happening here. Steve Woods is here. Welcome. Good to see you. Cemetery Shop says, hopefully the ZIG will flourish. If they make it redeemable in gold coin, it should work. Let's keep following the progress as they light up with a new path back down the old path. Indeed. With silver up more than $11 since this time last year, it's been a rather notable rally already. Yes, it sure has been. No question about that. You are right. Our best, gold, the money of kings, keep on stacking. Indeed, that's right. We're going to keep on stacking for sure. Wasilla Stacker, to actually make their currency work, they're probably going to have to stop using the US dollar for 80% of their transactions in the country. Thanks as always. Yep, that's right. And maybe that's why they're going to time frame it up to a grace period. Mm-hmm. Let's see here. Get back to some more comments, see what folks are saying here. Get my mouse back. There we go. The Salivate Metal is already a bona fide gold forum. It's nice to see people more and more involved in gold. The forum is yet another leg of support for the community. It sure is. That's right. True that. Red-haired redneck. Subscribe indeed. Hey, Sal. I felt like you're in the third monkey on the ramp with Noah's Ark and starting to rain. Exactly. That's right. Exactly. I like that analogy. Dan Tanner says here, buy all the silver you can, hoping it will hit $50 an ounce. Then the year like 2012, I'll buy it for $15 an ounce. Well, it didn't get down to $15 an ounce in 2012, but it was definitely on the way down then. Dean R says, stack gold, silver, copper, lead, and brass, he says here. Always learn something new from watching your video, Sal. Thank you, Dean. I appreciate you and being a faithful viewer of the channel. It means a lot. Matthew Crustlife is still here with us, and so is Jeff Gates. Good to see you all. Excuse me. I survived by holding back a previous sneeze, but I could not hold that one back. It just crept up on me. Here, let's see here. Henstar says, sounds energy intensive to me. You'd be surprised how they can do some of this stuff, especially on a massive scale. I'm already subscribed. Thank you, Keepers. Appreciate you being a subscriber. And can't answer the poll truthfully because mine isn't on there. Add some more. No, because anything else would be pointless. It would be pointless. You're throwing your vote away for doing anything else. First, says Matthew Crustlife. All right, thank you, brother, on the video from today about gold prices breaking another record. Thanks for the information. Thank you, Michael Life. Thank you for watching. Crazy times, that's right. Alamore, it sure is crazy times indeed. Dennis Niemeyer, buy the dips, nice buy even with the milk spot. Got milk, yes. Got some milk. That means it's legit. It's the real thing. Life is good, says Ronald Gardner. Indeed it is. Good. Emerald Coast Stacker is here. Welcome. Good to see you. Jim Paul says here, PM prices to the moon. I have voted for Trump 3 times now. Yes, Trump party on election night. All right. Very good. I have voted for Trump a total of 5 times. I've never voted for a candidate more than I have for Donald Trump for president. Can you believe that? You want to know how I did that? Yeah. If you want to know how I voted for Trump 5 times, ask me in the chat. And I'll tell you how that worked. And it was all legal, by the way, too. All right. Twitch Radio for the YouTube algorithm. Thank you. By the way, Twitch Radio is an incredibly talented artist. He has posted some songs that are absolutely killer on precious metals. If you subscribe to the Twitch Radio channel, he's done some good stuff there with some songs. Check them out. Check these songs out on precious metals. Dude, they are amazing. Mind-blowingly good for Twitch Radio. So check them out. Just search Twitch Radio. There's no other one like them on the channel. You'll hear these 2 songs. They're amazing. Evom says, been doing a lot of bartering for gold and silver in the last couple of weeks, getting rid of items that have little to no utility. Spousal jokes aside, yeah. There you go. I like that, Evom. That's great. Thank you for the support. Bitcoin collecting fun. Appreciate you. And let's see here. There you go. How do you do it? That's right. Illegal products 6 times as possible. Here's how I do it. I was a late bloomer to Trump. Thank you, Jay Melise, for posting a link to Twitch Radio's channel. Tell him Sal sent you if you go there and watch. Tell him Sal sent you. So I voted for Trump for president in 2016 after he got the nomination. Then I voted for him in the primaries in 2020. Then I voted for him for president in 2020. So that is a total of 3 times. Then I voted for him in the primaries in 2024. And then I voted for him for president for 2024. That's 5 times. Yes, indeed. All right. All right, have a good night, Cyber Curtain Twitcher. Sleep well, brother. Thanks for popping in tonight. Eastern Time Zone, Trump presidency, good for gold. I think no matter who is in, gold is going to do good. I really do. My name is Nobody. I had my LCS dealer tell me there was more than likely be a pullback after the election and that it will be good time to buy them. We will see. The market is unpredictable, so we'll just pick up a little at a time. I could see that happen. I very well could see that happen. I wouldn't be surprised either if that occurred. Richard Vaughn, yep, I picked up 36 ounces on the dip, made up for my previous day by 40 ounces before the dip. So it all evens out. There you go. That's awesome. Way to go. Louis Garb says $50 pullback, 50 cents for silver. Yeah. And you see it. We could see that happen. Could that occur? We'll find out. Yellow's Forge says, is white gold just another name for silver, or is it something entirely different? It is. It is usually 10 karat gold, heavy on silver or light colored metals to a 10, I guess 10 and a silver to get it that color white. Yes, indeed. Let's see here. Where are we at? Oh, we have a scammer calling us. Let's answer it just for gits and shiggles to see what's happening here. Hello? Robocall. Hello?
Oh, hi, sir. This is Jack, and I'm calling you from your TV services provider. How are you doing today?
I'm good, Jack. How are you doing? How are you, Jack?
I'm also fine. Thank you for asking. This is a very informative call about your TV reception because we are going to change the main wire lines of your area. So due to that, the receiver box that you're using right now, these are no more compatible to work mode. To make sure you don't lose your TV reception, so we just need to upgrade your old box with the new one, and the whole process is totally free of cost.
Let's not make this about politics, Jack.
So could you please confirm me how many TVs do you have?
I have 3 televisions. Is your last name of all trades?
No, my last name is Jack Anderson.
No, so your first name is Jack and your last name is Jack Anderson? That's a strange.
Yep.
So it's Jack Anderson, right?
No, only the Jack Anderson.
Okay, so Jack Anderson is you have just one name. It's Jack Anderson. There's no surname, there's no first name, it's just Jack Anderson?
Yep.
Is your middle name off now?
What are you saying about?
Is your middle name off now? I'm asking you that question specifically. Or is it me off? Jack.
Could you please confirm me? What's your name?
My name is Theodore Kaczynski. Or you can call me Theodore, or Theo for short, or you can call me Ted for long. Theodore Kaczynski. My middle name is Theodore Beelzebub.
Your middle name is
Beelzebub.
Moran.
Modi?
Moran.
Moen? No, I don't. Moen is not my middle name. Morin. Morin?
Yep.
Morin, okay. Well, very good. I don't understand how that's my middle name. My middle name is not that. It is Norienda Modi is my middle name.
You have a very dirty S. You know that?
I have a what? A dirty S? Most of my S's are. I write my S's very well. They're not dirty. I keep them nice and clean. The S.
No.
Yes.
I saw last night. There was a little bit shit on it.
It's what?
I saw last night there was a little bit shit.
Did you just say that you were Benchode or a Chudia? Or are you the Gandu, perhaps?
Yeah, when I fuck your ass.
Are you the Gandu? Are you the Benchode? Are you the Baphomet, you Chutia? Are you the Baphomet, you Chudia?
I'm your sugar daddy.
Lo de mumele gandmara. Lo de mumele gandmara. Okay, Goosty. Okay, you Goosty, you Chutia. Okay, by the way. Bye, Chutia. Bye, Mother the Chode. Bye, Chutia. Bye, Chutia, Mother the Chode. Gandu.
To Mother Church.
Teri army tade karmu mai chutia. Teri army tade karmu chojai chutia.
To Judea. To Mother Church.
Sing me a song in Hindi. Sing me a song in Hindi. Talk about curry. Talk about all the curry.
I can't speak Hindi.
I need you to sing me a song and talk about curry.
I can speak Korean.
What?
I can speak Korean.
Speak Oriental?
Korean.
Godian. What's a Godian?
Korean.
What's
Are
Korean?
you deaf? Singbang singgagani munyong.
Binyong. Chum young come jigo bujin jin pin chutia.
Singbang ding 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 dong ding da.
Do you have a ding dong? Okay, all right. Well, hey, let's make this interesting. All right, he hung up. All right, very good. All right. And Dan Webb says, love today's America stack. Yes, indeed. We got to love it. We got to love it. Oh, yeah. And hold the line. Love is usually on time, but not always. All right. Richard Meyer says, thank you, Audrey. You're right. We got to hold the line. 1980 repeat. As Reagan landslide Carter, Trump will landslide Harris. Do not be too confident on that. I don't think it'll be a landslide. I think it's going to be close. Vote anyway. Vote anyway. Lidford is here. Good to see you. Stephen Jung says, I predict silver clears 35 before election and likely sets that as support, and after short and shallow retrace, heads rapidly for 50 before the inauguration. We shall see. That is pretty bullish. Pretty bullish indeed. All right. Well, folks, I've got to head out of here. Why? Because I got to get to work on tomorrow's video. The work literally seems to never end, but we're going to keep going. And I appreciate you guys being here tonight, and I appreciate you. And so I hope you'll have a wonderful evening here. And we're going to be back here on Friday night. And again, check out the link that Jane Unleashes posts at the top of this chat to check out the video. More than likely, most of you have missed this video that I posted this morning because the algorithm didn't get to you. But you guys have a wonderful evening. Keep your feet on the stars. Keep reaching for the ground. Have a good night, all. Take care.